Hi. How's fatherhood, man?
Fatherhood is good. Baby shark, baby shark.
So cute.
She's a Mexican Taiwanese baby. Gonna own Tex-Mex restaurant.
How old is she?
She's gonna be 5 months.
What's baby girl's name?
Nori.
Nori.
Aww.
It's like seaweed in Japanese, but our intent wasn't really for it to be seaweed. It was just a cool name, and we came out of we actually went through with the name when she came out. Doctor looked at us. So what's her name? I was like, fuck, Nori. So it was either gonna be Nori or Mila, and then when we're filling out the paper, this girl puts Nori Tuan, right? My girl, she puts Nori Tuan. And then she turns it around, goes back to the paper, and puts Mila as a middle name. I'm like, why are you doing that? I love that name. I was like, Chinese people don't use middle names.
Oh.
Ready?
All right, guys, we're live in 3, 2, 1, action.
It's the Redonkulouspodcast starring Annie and Jeff and my coolest guy in the world whose name is James. It's Redonkulous.
We're not live yet? Oh, shoot.
We're recording. We're live.
We were recording.
Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Redonkulous Podcast. This is season 2, episode 15, 16. I've lost track by now. I'm Jeff, and we're hanging out with James and Annie. We are your host with the mostest. Hello, guys.
What's up?
Hello, guys.
Today we have a very, very special guest. We go way back, actually. We just recently reconnected on social media. You're going to hear a lot from him. This guy's amazing. He is the founder and creator of All Star Print Labs, which is a screen printing company in Queens, New York, okay, local company. And he's also the founder. He just launched this incredible website called Here4Greatness, helping and supporting a lot of local businesses in Queens, New York. They have so far raised $400. Go check that out, okay? They're trying to hit their goal of $100,000. We can make it happen. Check that out. The links are going to be in the description below. So without further ado, please help me welcome Richard Tuan. Am I saying your last name right, Rich?
That's pretty good. I've gotten tune, I've gotten tuna, I've gotten Fran. Crazy.
Because that's a Taiwanese last name, right? Tuan?
Yeah, it means blocks. It means like street. Tuan. Yeah.
Tuan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuan.
It's crazy. It's funny Jeffrey said that we go way back because, man, that just brought up a funny memory. You remember that time we were in a parking lot and I put you in a shopping cart?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
What?
You were there, too. Yes, I remember that. Wait, go ahead. Tell that story. I love that story. It's a funny-ass story. We were in College Point. Go ahead.
So we were just kids and we were just having fun and being dumb. And Jeffrey was the participant, you know. He's like, yeah, I'm going to shopping cart, push me. So we push him, and then we go so fast, we lose control, and the shopping cart's going faster than us. And we just said, screw this, we let him go, and boom, this guy goes into somebody's car.
Oh my God.
Listen, that's not the end of the story. There were people in the car.
Oh,
some lady runs out of I don't know what store it was, probably Toys R Us, because she thought it was her car. She's like, oh hell no, I thought that was my car. If it was my car.
All I remember, because my cousin Peter was there too, and it was a bunch of us, and we went there. As soon as I hit the car, everyone ran. I was like, oh, I'm screwed.
oh my God.
The look on Jeffrey's face was priceless.
I was so scared. And this happened right by the Wendy's, the College Point area.
Yeah, there was a father and his baby in there. We was like, oh shit.
I can't believe you remember that, Rich. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that we go way back.
Did you get in trouble?
I think he was pissed. He was upset, but he kind of let us go. He understood. He's like, I was a kid once. I was young once. So he was really cool about it.
Oh, wow. That's nice of him.
yeah, I don't think he had any other choice, man. We were just young kids with no money. We wasn't gonna pay him.
That's true too. That's true. But it's funny because I was telling my sister about this episode. I said, "Hey, our guest this week is going to be Richard," and then she's like, "Who's that?" I was like, "You know him. You know him. Went to TG together. Went to summer camp together."
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing she said was like, "Wait, is it that dark kid?"
Dark kid.
Because you got to understand, when we went to summer camp, you were probably the least Asian-looking person there, dude.
I guess. You know what it is? My mom always says she drank a lot of soy sauce when she was. I'm a little tanner than most Asian.
Heck, why don't you tell us your history? Why did you decide to go into this screen printing industry, and what have you been doing with your work with other local businesses?
Cool. So I've actually, well, in high school we were you know, me and my friends, we were on to sneakers and streetwear. And from there, we wanted to start bootlegging other brands, and we wanted to make our own stuff. So it all started from there. We were going to Pro Paint. We were actually buying, and we stole a little bit. Everybody steals from Pro Paint. Sorry. So that's probably why they went out of business. But no, we got some materials together, and from there we kind of just on and off did it. And it was something that was very technical, so it wasn't easy to do. So I actually just stuck through with it, and my buddies, you know, they kind of just, we went separate ways. Screen printing is a very, very technical thing. There's so many things that involve precision, you know, from shooting screens to the type of t-shirt you're using, for exposure units for shooting the screens. There's a lot of different variables. So I kind of just year by year just learned a little bit more, watched YouTube. I failed so many times, and I quit so many times, and because I quit so many times, I decided to turn into a business. I actually, my dad had a retail store, and in the back he had a bathroom that nobody was using. So I decided to take the very simple machinery that I had, that I invested about $700 into, and I started in there, and I faked it till I made it. I told people, "Oh, listen, man, I do production. I can do 200 shirts. I can do 500 shirts, whatever you need." Meanwhile, shoot, I was doing like 10 shirts, 12 shirts a day, you know. So I started from there. Eventually, I saw a bigger vision. I got a warehouse in Harlem. Asked my parents if they can spot me some money, and we invested about 30 grand into the equipment. And from there, I started in Harlem. Really wasn't making it, but I was happy with what I was doing because I wasn't working for nobody, and I had the freedom to do whatever I want. From there, a year later, I found a ground floor storefront in Ridgewood, and I've been there for now about 4.5 years, and it's been picking up ever since. We've went from one manual machine to automatic to an embroidery machine, an additional direct-to-garment machine, which is basically we can take on any small project with an unlimited amount of colors. It's really cool because we don't have to set up screens. So long story short, we started from, you know, really nothing, and built a larger empire, and don't plan on stopping from there. We went from printing maybe 2-3 orders a week to, you know, 2-3 orders a day now, and so far it's been pretty well, until the coronavirus thing kind of hit, and it kind of affected our business because a lot of the businesses that we work with, a lot of the clients, they all have events. Summer camps are coming up. Just the warm season is coming in, so it's t-shirt season, and a lot of orders are getting canceled left and right because a lot of their events are getting canceled. A lot of their plans are being postponed. So we decided to see how we can make something happen to benefit both sides, us and our client, how we can generate profit to help us through this time. And that's kind of what helped me put together the Here for Greatness campaign. And a person can purchase a $25 t-shirt, and in return, you know, 13 of those dollars will go to the business that they're supporting, and 12 will come to us on the production end, helping us produce the t-shirt. So that, you know, all in all, it helps us helps us both. We're giving them something tangible, something they can remember, something they can wear, and also promote the business as well.
Cool. So again, that website is Deco/apparel.com. The link's going to be in the description
Yeah, it's
below.
long. It's a really long link, but we just kind of launched it, and we haven't bought an actual domain. I built it off a site builder for now, but so far it's going well, and we're constantly going to look to update the site as well.
That's really cool, man. You were telling me
inspiring.
when we first started talking and we were connected on Instagram, you said you got inspired. You saw this shop in St. Louis do this, and then they raised over 60,000. So that's crazy, man. Like, you started from your father's back bathroom that I was using. I always like hearing these stories because it's so inspirational. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that entrepreneurship and what made you keep going? Because you said you kept failing, and then what changed and then it made you really full on go for this?
Man, I'm hard-headed, so every time I fall, I have to get back up. I'm that type of person. There'll be nights where I can't sleep thinking about the business, and it pushes me. And then having my parents as my backup, as my support, that helps me get by and get to where I want to be faster. I never see myself working for anybody else. I never see myself doing anything else, but running and operating business by myself. Well, not by myself, but having my own business. I'm not that 9-to-5 kind of person. It's not my thing. Not to say that it's a bad thing. I respect everybody that works a 9-to-5. I couldn't. Me working with my dad was enough already. I love my dad to death, but man, that guy drove me nuts working for him. I worked at a pizzeria, almost got fired. So that's just not my. That's just.
What was your pop store? What did he do?
My dad owned a urban retail business in the city, and also, well, my dad and my mom, they both owned businesses. My mom ran the luggage store. It was like a travel leisure store in the city. A lot of tourists would come and buy luggages and backpacks. It was called Empire Luggage, and then the other one was Empire Apparel. So we were a chain store. Well, not chain store. It was just 2 stores, but listed under Empire. And my dad ran the apparel business. It was a huge store. It's like 10,000 square foot. They carried
Wow.
so much
That's a
product.
huge store.
Is this still there?
It's not there no more. My father's retired. It's just, at the time where Amazon is coming out and, all these online businesses, it was tough being in the retail space where we were, especially at the rent that we're paying. You're looking at somewhere roughly around 30 grand a month, and you're competing with Amazon and these online stores. It's just, you can't eat in that space.
Yeah.
Where was the location?
It was 384 Broadway between White and Walk City. Yeah, so a block away
Manhattan.
now. Yeah, the luggage store is still there. My mom sold the business. I seen her very stressed, very, very stressed. Even though the business was okay, I thought the business was very profitable. She somehow found a way. She was actually going to close the shop, and one of the people that she buys from was actually interested in buying the business, so that worked out well for her.
Would you say that you got a lot of your drive and hardworking personality from your parents?
Yeah, man. I always think about my parents because what they did for us when we were younger. I really appreciate what they do for me. I always had a roof. I've always had good food to eat, and that really pushed me on another level as well as far as business wise. Even though I'm falling, I'm failing, or I'm going into debt, I always seen another day. I didn't care. I never seen the dollars. I've always seen, my parents, they went through all this struggle for 10, 20 years. They came to America, worked on Canal Street selling bags, got tired of that and thought out the box. I'm like, I have a good life, and if I can surpass this failure right now, I'll be in a better place. If my parents could do it, I could do it. So I've always really respected my mother and my father on a hustle side, man, because selling fake bags on Canal Street and getting arrested ain't no fun.
Oh,
And what are they doing? They're chilling, right? You said they're in Taiwan now.
So yeah, my father, my mother, they are retired. They're home in Taiwan with my father's parents. They're taking care of them and also doing a lot of charity work.
Do you know what part of
Wow,
Taiwan?
nice.
Or
Yeah,
is your
they
family
live
from?
in Banqiao.
All right, I don't
Banqiao.
think I've been there. My parents are from Taoyuan and Hengchun. I don't know if have you
Taoyuan is
gone?
the airport.
Yes, near the airport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been
So
back?
Banqiao is in Taipei.
Oh,
Oh.
have you gone back?
I try to go back every year to visit my grandparents and just to pig out, man. Every time I go there, I gain about 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah, the food is
food that-
delicious.
You spend like $5 a day, you get, oh man, you get stuffed. It's awesome.
Everyone's always talking about the food in Taiwan. That's what I'm thinking about now too during the pandemic. All the
that's the
food
best
that
part.
I'm missing out.
That's the best part of Taiwan. That and just local street shopping and night markets. Taiwan is awesome. No better country I've been to. Taiwan is beautiful.
I love Taiwan.
When's the last time you went back, Jeffrey?
Oh man, too long, way too long. It must have been when did we go back? It was 2000. Well, actually no,
It was only like 2 years
2018.
ago.
But it felt like forever ago.
We went to Hong Kong and Taiwan.
How's Hong Kong right now? I know the last time I went to Hong Kong it was so populated. The air was terrible. Everybody there smokes, even like the kids smoke. It was like, oh boy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went to Hong Kong and my skin just broke out and it was really bad.
Oh,
The
wow.
air is just terrible, but we had a lot of fun.
So is the pollution caused from the factories or from people smoking?
Both.
Oh,
I think it's just overcrowded with people, and when you have so many people, it's just a lot of pollution and bad air.
Yeah.
Not enough nature.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun because Jeff was working and I was just exploring on my own.
I just remember I was in the cab and I would always remember this. The guy was talking to me in Cantonese. I told him I don't speak Cantonese. So he was talking to me in broken man. And I asked him, because I'm a vegetarian, Rich. So I told him, I said, do you know any good vegetarian restaurant? He was so shocked. He's like, vegetarian? You're a vegetarian? And I was like, yeah, I'm vegetarian. Do you know any good restaurants? And then he goes, how are you so big if you're a vegetarian? I'm always gonna remember that guy. What a guy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd say a very high percentage of Asian people aren't fat or big. So when they come to see somebody that's a little bit chubby, they'll be like, yo, you're fat.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And then they have no chill. They'll tell you how it is. Rich, I want you to expand a little bit more about your industry. Like, what draws you in about it? What made it appealing to you that you want to keep doing it? I know you mentioned that you got to work with some social media influencers. Was there any custom projects that you worked on that was really cool that you can share with us?
So I love the screen printing business because it's how do you say it? I love the technicality. I love that there's so many things involved. Everything that you do in this business is an art form, and from shooting screens to setting up the screens to choosing.
So it's a good form of releasing your creative energy, and it's like a good creative outlet. Okay.
It is. Doing it for fun it's fun, and doing it for business, it's stressful. So sometimes I do get a little bit burnt out, but I think what drives me to keep going is new technology and new ways to make things more beautiful. Like that automatic machine. I think if we didn't go into automation, I probably would have closed the business because I was just so burnt out. In a day, let's just say you have an order of 50 shirts. You have 2 orders of 50 shirts. Cool. But then once you get beyond that, like 100 shirts, 200 shirts, and it's like 3 colors each, you're literally manually printing every single color. So you're really, let's say 100-piece order, it's 3 colors. You're really printing 300. You're printing 300 times, and
On the same shirt.
yeah, at the end
So
of the
you,
day, yeah, well, on a shirt, you would print one color and then you spin it around, print the next shirt, and then once it goes under the heat and comes back to you, then you go to the next screen. So
and
it's
then print
very,
the next color.
yeah, it's time consuming and it's labor intensive.
Wow.
So once you're printing like 300 shirts a day, your arms are dead, man. You go home, you don't even want to lift up a gallon of water.
Yeah.
You don't need a gym membership.
No, you don't, man.
You
With my
gave us
work,
a tour of your workshop, and the machines look so freaking cool, man. So
that is, yeah. So that's exactly how I felt when I first got them too. And that's the type of stuff that wakes me up and drives me. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Word, word.
I'm looking for new innovative technology. That stuff really excites me. I think as years come and go, newer technologies coming out, cooler machines, more efficient machines are coming out, and that's the stuff that really really excites me when I see the quality in the print.
Yeah.
Manually printing versus automation, you see a big difference. As the end consumer, I really don't think they care. I think they really just care about the design. But as the person who's producing it, I see every single detail. I see how it lines up. I see the efficiency. With manual labor, with people, a person can get tired, a machine won't. And
Yeah.
only that, the machine can keep the consistency of the pressures that needs to be used, especially when you're printing full color images. You need to have a specific angle where your squeegee's at. You need to have specific pressure. So let's just say, I'll tell you this, the first time when I used that automatic machine and I was printing a 5-color image, it was a picture of a person's face, and it was
Oh my goodness. Okay.
picture of a person's face. And I actually have a little story about printing a picture of somebody's face. When we first started our business, I didn't know what I was doing, right? I had a guy come in and he wanted a couple thousand shirts of this guy, Don Benjamin. I don't know if you know who that is. He's like a male model. He was on a TV show before. He's pretty out there. So we had to do a couple thousand. And at the end of the day, we didn't get to that job, but long story short, I got tired of that guy's face just by printing. I was manually printing, I was so tired.
Wow.
Was it by the end of like the
Yeah.
100th shirt, he stopped looking like Don Benjamin and started looking like another guy entirely?
I'm tired of seeing this guy. I don't want to see it at all. So bringing us back to now, where we got that automatic, and the person's face, he was a little more tan, so it consisted of more oranges, reds, and yellows. So it was like a 4 or 5 color print. But we set it up in a matter of like 20-30 minutes, and it took us about like 20 to 30 minutes to print it as well. Versus that on a manual, you'll be printing for about probably 4 or 5 hours.
Damn.
Oh wow.
That's a life-changing
Wow.
machine right there.
Consistency too, the consistency of the automatic, where every single print comes out the same, versus you on a manual, you'll have one of the guy looking a little bit more brown, or you have one of the guys one can look like a Native American, another one will probably look Filipino, another one So the
Yeah.
consistency of the automatic is where what you're investing into, and also to make it stupid simple, where any average Joe can come in off the street. We can hire them and just teach them how to load the shirt and take off the shirt and press a button. They can do it. Versus, when I just had the manual printing machine, man, it was so hard finding a person that can work that machine and for it to be affordable.
Yeah. So right now, I'm in the same boat. I'm manually pressing sheets right now for hotel, like sheets and pillowcase, and yeah, it's tough doing everything manually. Very skill intensive, to get the same exact quality, going in and out of the machine.
Yeah, I was going to
And
point that out. Even in your industry, Rich, there's a lot of parallels between that and also the dry cleaning industry. I remember James would go on and on about the machines and the new technology, and I was just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
I get so excited. I see, new technology, new machines. My girl will tell you, man. I'm like, yo, babe, let's put another 20 grand here. Let's put another 30 grand here. She's like, no. You see how many fucking machines we have in front?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So my other plant isn't open yet because of all the what's going on now, but hoping to open that up soon and excited for the new machines to press the sheets.
We were talking about technology and how that's really exciting. I mean, nowadays, like this morning, I was looking at sewing machines. I was on the Juki site, and they have like literally computerized. Like you can type in what you're about to sew, and everything's automated, and you can control the sewing machine from a tablet. You can send it to another seamstress.
Wow.
It's like mind blowing. I'm not even in the sewing world, but damn, I'm about to get into it.
When I went to school in FIT and just sewing on the Juki machine, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I feel bad for the technicians over there, man. The way these kids treat the machines, they be messing that thing up.
Yeah, it's so sensitive, the machines.
Yeah.
Because even the machines that we have out there at the tailor shop, oh man, the technician is at our tailor shop at least once a month. And you know, my parents been sewing for like 30, 40 years now. And then the seamstress there, my parents, and
so
they still mess it up, you know?
Since you guys understand how sewing machines work, that the foot pedal on an industrial is extremely sensitive.
Yeah.
People say if you can use a sewing machine, you're a good driver. That is very true because, understanding that lever, the pressure that you're using your foot. So brings me to my next thing about the new machines that I was looking at. In FIT, when you were sewing, you press that lever, and just if you press it a little bit too heavy, it goes.
Yeah.
So the new ones, you can control it. You can control how fast you want the speed by just dialing it in. No matter how hard you step on it, it'll go at your controlled pace.
Oh, wow.
That's like, wow, that's really cool because now you can just bring somebody in and really actually teach them how to sew, have them work for you.
That would be great because I was just like downstairs sewing the other day and I haven't sewn in a while and I'm touching the pedal and it just goes like boom. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so based on Rich's definition, you're a terrible driver.
Well, I mean, I don't even think I'm a great driver, but I can sew.
And I always have like a fear of my finger going in there.
Oh.
That has happened to like a few of my classmates before.
Yeah, I'm so fearful of that, and thankfully it hasn't happened yet.
That's what happens when you have lack of sleep and you have a bunch of projects to do.
That's another thing you have in common with driving. You shouldn't be driving if you have lack of sleep either.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have drank and sold.
Oh God.
Oh jeez.
Well, my original question was what made you want to start the business, but you kind of went into it already. In the beginning.
Well, I was always interested in fashion, and like I said, we were trying to bootleg Supreme and Bape t-shirts, and from there I just found a passion and I found an art in it. I really enjoyed the process. I think I didn't say that before, but I think it's really the process that got me into the screen printing business, and the fact that it wasn't easy. The fact that it wasn't easy was something that I knew not everybody could do. I knew some people would do, but if I can really finesse it, I can really attack a certain market and I can make a living out of it.
How did you learn how to use the machines? Is this something like somebody teaches you?
Nobody teaches you shit in this industry. A lot of it is self-taught. A lot of it is, YouTube has a lot of good tutorials. But the thing is, I'll tell you this, YouTube will only teach you to a certain extent. And once you get onto the press, there's just certain questions that never been answered. And not only that, everybody's in such a different environment with different climates. They're using different inks, different brands of stuff, different machines. So there's not one set way of doing things, and temperature and environment plays a big factor into printing as well. If you're in a cold environment, you need to really stir up your ink. The way you print, everything's affected. Your
your heat control when it comes out the dryer, every single little thing you have to understand well. So I think it's just being good in this business is a lot of failing. You know, if you're a person that says, no, I don't want to fail, this really isn't the type of business for you. I've gotten okay with failing and receiving criticism and understanding where we need to improve on. And I was always okay with that. You know, sometimes I'm real transparent with the client. Like, listen, we never done this. There can be some inconsistencies, and if you're okay with that, we'll do it for you. You know, so it's a very truth-telling business. Sometimes you got to keep it really real in this business, because there'll be people that come in and they want the most off-the-wall shit, and you gotta be like, dude, you know, we're not set up for that. I'll do it for you. Yeah, charge a little bit more, and it won't come out 100% consistent. Just because the things that these people want, you know, it's like they're not mass producing. They probably want like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pieces. If you're doing 1,000, then yeah, there's facilities in China that's set up for what you want. But for us, you know, we're not set up for it. 1 and 2, we're not going to do it perfect, but we'll do our best if you want us to do it.
Hey, when you mentioned shooting, so what exactly is shooting?
Shooting screens. Okay.
Screens, yeah. Shooting
So
screens.
you can also call it burning screens. So burning screens is very similar to being in the darkroom in photography. We coat the screens, which is what we make the stencils out of. We coat it with photo emulsion. It's called emulsion. It starts as a liquid film, and then we coat it onto the flat screen. It dries. Once it dries, it's light sensitive. It becomes solid. It's light sensitive. Kind of like when you're shooting, what's it called, photos for photography. There's like that black film, and it's photosensitive. So once the emulsion hits light, it hardens up. So we'll cover a certain area with the artwork that's black, and whatever is black doesn't get hit by the UV light rays. So whatever doesn't get hit by the UV light rays, well, once we put it into our washout booth, whatever did get hit with the light remains hard, remains solid, and whatever didn't get hit with light will be water soluble, so it will wash out. So that's how we create our stencils. That's
you learned that on YouTube as well, or it's something that
you can, but it's tough because, like I said, everybody's using different materials. Everybody has a different light source, so you really have to crunch down your exposure times. Everybody's using different emulsions, so there's not one set time. You really have to do a lot of testing and
trial and error.
A lot of trial and error, and still to this day, you know, we still make mistakes where we have to reshoot the screen. But the good thing is, you know, we can, if the screen doesn't come out good, we can put it in certain solution. It'll wash out the emulsion. We can reclean it. We can do what's called reclaiming and reuse the screen again.
You think you'll ever do embroidery?
We do embroidery.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we first started, embroidery machines are really expensive. You know, we're talking on a basic level of a single head, somewhere above 12 grand. Average of, let's say, 12 to 16 grand. Ours was 16. We're using a Japanese brand called Redonkulouspodcast. It's one of the most well-known embroidery machines on the market, and it's trusted. That's why we invest into it. You can probably get one used for like 8 grand somewhere off eBay, but you know, it's like today you're buying really expensive equipment. You want to buy something that doesn't come with warranty, and you know, you don't know if there's deficiencies in it or not. So when we first started the business, we didn't do embroidery because we just wanted to focus on screen printing. However, we started getting a few people that wanted hats. Started from 1 to 2 to 3 customers to now we actually have a pretty decent amount of clients that need embroidery. So when we first started, we were actually outsourcing, and to this day, bigger jobs we still do outsource because our embroidery machine is really set up for smaller jobs. Again, we invested into our first single head, I think two years ago, and you know, slowly things started picking up, and we're still running that single head like every single day. Like it's that's our baby, man. I love that machine. You get addicted to that noise. Like we got our kids sleeping in that room sometimes while we're working. She sleeps right through that noise. It's like it's what's that word called? It's just that noise.
It's like white noise.
White noise.
White noise. Oh yeah.
That's what it's called. So yeah, we got into the embroidery business as well. I'd still say I like screen printing a lot more. Embroidery, it really comes down to the machine and the person who's loading the garment on there, them knowing how to work around the machine. After that, it's all just computerized.
Cool.
Wasn't
I want
your
to spend a
single?
little bit. I want to spend a little bit of time on your Here for Greatness website. What
Mhm.
are? Do you want to give a shout out? What are some of the partners that you've been working on? Are they all? I don't. I
They're
can't.
all New York businesses.
Okay.
My intent was definitely to reach out to more businesses as well that are kind of hurt during this epidemic. A lot of businesses are hurt. Restaurants, bars, barber shops. You can't go to somebody's house right now and cut somebody's hair, right?
Yeah.
You got to go
So
into the basement. Annie's barbershop. So these guys that you work with, did you reach out to them, or they kind of reached out to you? How did you?
I reached out to them and sent out a mass email. Some of them are good buddies of mine. A lot of them are my clients as well. I print T-shirts for most of them, and I just said, "Hey, listen, how are you?" I reached out to them and said, "How you doing? Hope everything's cool. This is something that I've seen that has been working in St. Louis, and I want to implement that in our city. With the way things are going right now, if we continue to allow this to happen and not do anything to help generate us some profit, your business is going to go down. We are going to see that in a couple months. A lot of businesses will go out. So I thought through us helping them produce a T-shirt, we can also make a little bit and have our facility running while helping them as well. Of course, I'm not really a great promoter, and we haven't done the potential that we could yet. But I'm hoping to that it will reach more people and more businesses will see it and come on and say, hey, this is a way we can actually raise funds. We can give our supporters a really cool T-shirt with a cool design, and they'll always remember this moment. And 13 of those dollars of every $25 T-shirt sale will go back into the business for them to use towards whatever lost revenue that they had.
That's awesome, man. You're right, because they get merch also. They get to support their local businesses.
Yeah.
It's a
And
fantastic
the
idea.
businesses get promoted too because now the people are wearing their brand.
I want to go back to your beginnings and your start. I don't want to get too nerdy into this. Are you guys familiar with One Piece, the anime?
Yeah, I'm familiar with One Piece.
Okay, there's a character in there. It's one of my favorite characters in the anime. His name is Usopp. If you break down the name, it means lie. He's based on the boy who cried wolf. The interesting thing about this character is that he started off lying. Everyone doesn't believe anything he says. But as you go and watch the anime, every single one of his lies started coming true. And that kind of made me think about like when you were in the back working out of the bathroom and you're telling people, oh man, I could do 500 shirts.
Absolutely.
I could do 1,000 shirts. And dude, it's and look at you now. That's such an amazing story, man.
Yeah. And somehow back then I actually believed it.
That's good.
Nice.
You need that conviction.
I tell a lot of people like this. I was stupid enough to believe I could do it. I was too hard-headed to believe those people that said I couldn't. Being young and stupid is very important sometimes because
it's better than being old and stupid.
Yeah, no, you're you're stupid enough to believe you can make it. And one day, as long as you keep pushing, it will come true. It's baby steps, man. It's as long as you keep putting one step forward, eventually, even if it takes time, slow motion is better than no motion. You take baby steps, one step here, one step there, little milestones here. You look at it as a 5-year. You look at it in 5 years where you are. And 5 years ago, I was in a bathroom. So, now that I'm not in a bathroom no more, have my own retail business, I don't, I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to start being able to be profitable. And even if I wasn't, I'm okay with it because I know there's another day, and let's just say if I am still in debt, there's still more days for me out there to keep on continuing and to get out of the struggle. I'm not dead yet, so there's still so much more to do. There's still so much more to learn, and there's a challenge. There's still more challenges out there for me. Let's say today, if I'm 50 grand in debt, I'm okay with that, man. A lot of people won't say they're okay with that, but being 50 grand in debt, I just see the money as a. It's not really there. It's just how you bounce back from that, what you can do with being in debt. That's just how I look at things. I don't care that I'm in debt. I care that I'm happy and I'm doing what I do. And nobody can stop me.
That's awesome, dude. That really is awesome. Check out One Piece also if you get a chance.
I mean, my cousins love manga. They look at the mangas. They don't even read the words. They look at the pictures.
So another reason why your story reminded me of One Piece so much, because this cartoon or anime is all about following your dreams and making your dreams come true, and that's just so many parallels with your story.
Cool, man. I'll check out One Piece.
Do you guys have a storefront where you guys sell clothing as well?
We have a ground floor retail. I don't have a storefront to sell clothes yet. We just have an office where people can come in and check out samples. And, just because our space is so tight right now, all the machines that we brought in. But to have a storefront will be the end goal. We're working up our own private label right now.
Nice.
And eventually, we do want to have a little storefront where we can showcase.
Maybe you can just go online and have a website.
We will. But a storefront would be cool too, because people can walk in and physically see things, see the stuff, and we can probably do events to engage more into the community and our followers.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome. Can't wait for the future, man.
Yeah, you guys are definitely invited if I ever have an event. And,
Yes.
Yay.
I'm sure it's on me.
Yeah, I really want to see your facility. It's so cool when you give us that video tour.
Stop by sometime, man. Stop by sometime, and I'll show you around. And send me a logo. We'll print up some of your company shirts.
Cool.
Word.
We're actually,
So good.
I mean, it's not like, rich quality, all-star print quality, but this is the merch from season 1. Just some of our highlights, and Annie has been designing everything for us.
Is that hand drawn?
I draw on Illustrator.
I gotcha.
With a tablet.
That's cool. Let me see it again.
It's like a bunch of food.
I'm not trying to show too much because I'm actually in my boxers. But
oh yeah, keep it in the safe zone.
Yes, PG-13, please.
Yeah, there was stuff that we talked about in season 1, like the Impossible Burger and pho and like tuna.
Hey, if you guys ever go out and eat and do a show, let me know. I'll be the contestant. I love to eat. I'm a fat man trapped in a little body. Trust me.
That could be a really good segment.
I love
a great segment idea.
Take me to a buffet. I'll show you how they lose money.
Yeah. Once this is over, listen, we got a list already. Like we got a guy. We just met this guy Manny. I love this guy. He has a restaurant in Staten Island, and I can't wait to freaking
Filipino food.
Yes,
it's a Filipino
restaurant. So good.
So why don't we bring him a T-shirt and we go shoot his food?
Yes,
we should. Yeah, we should.
I think the way my life went led me to this point, and I think it happened for a reason. People that I met, and things that I've done in the past. It all led to now, to the story now, which is I founded my own textile printing business, and I'm cool with it. I like where I'm at now.
Well, Rich, is there anything else any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Yeah, man, I would like to say, everybody keep your head up. What we're going through now is it's temporary. It's temporary defeat, and it's not forever. We'll bounce back from this, man. As long as there's another day to live, there's another dollar to make. And also you have family members out there that care for you, so we live for them. Shit, I hope that makes me sound like a good person.
Okay. I mean, that's a great note.
It's a very down time right now. A lot of people are just messed up over the current situation. It also brings out the creativity of people, because a lot of people are now they're using their brain, and they're trying to come up with new hustles. It's a different time, man. You see the two sides of people. You see the people who take it as, oh shit, we have to stay home and blah blah blah. They stay home and they complain. And there's the people that say, man, this is not my thing. I gotta make some money. I gotta go hustle. I gotta move my brain. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You have those people who are creative, and now they're doing stuff online with social media. They're doing deliveries now, and those are the guys that have no choice. They need to adapt to survive, and
Right.
that's a really good point. You got James. He's making masks now. He's selling
Yeah.
masks. He's a
There you
dry
go.
cleaning industry, and he's selling masks now. So you got to do what it takes sometimes. So that's a great message, man.
Right. You got to learn to adapt.
So with that, let's conclude with today's episode. We're going to sign off. Again, Rich, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming on.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys check out All Star Print Lab on Instagram. This guy answers every single DM. And check out Here for Greatness. Website's going to be in the links below. But besides that, again, Rich, thank you so much for coming on, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing me on, man. This is definitely something special. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hoping to get the word out.
Yeah.
100%.
Rich. It was great talking to you.
Okay, for all those at home, remember to stay redonkulous. Bye, guys.
Redonkulous.
It's the Jeff and Annie and James Redonkulous Show. Yeah.
Awesome.